Good morning. Welcome to Geology Online Guru. SSC Revision Digital Classes. Subject Biological Science. Today our topic is excretion, the waste disposal system. Metabolism. The sum total of reactions in the living organisms is called metabolism. Metabolism may be two types, anabolism and catabolism. Metabolism produces some of the end products which may be harmful to our body. The separation and removal of unwanted waste materials, especially nitrogenous waste materials from our body, is called excretion. Nitrogenous waste materials are synthesized in the liver. Example: urea, uric acid, creatinine. Bilirubin, the pigments. So these are called nitrogenous waste materials. Among all, the most dangerous poisonous nitrogenous waste is ammonia. The separation and removal of unwanted nitrogenous waste materials is called excretion. So, metabolism creates unwanted nitrogenous waste materials as end products. The blood sample analysis report gives the materials present in the blood. The materials present in the blood are glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, proteins, so etc. Now, the blood report. In our body, the organ separates and removes the nitrogenous waste from our body is called kidneys. So now, human excretory system contains the following parts: a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a single urinary bladder, urethra. First, coming to the kidneys. There are two kidneys. Location: the kidneys are located on the back side of the body and either side of the backbone. Suppose this is the backbone. On either side of the backbone, two kidneys are present. So this is the backbone. So on the either side of the vertebral column, two kidneys are present. Shape: bean shaped. Kidneys are bean shaped. Size: the human kidneys, the length is 10 centimeters length. Breadth, this is the length, this is the breadth, 5 to 6 centimeters. And coming to the thickness, this is 4 centimeters in the thickness. 10 centimeters length, 5 to 6 centimeters breadth, and the thickness is the 4 centimeters. The color of the kidneys is reddish brown color. The blood sample analysis report gives the materials present in the blood. The materials present in the blood are glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, proteins, so etc. Now, the blood reports LS of kidney. every kidney having two portions. One is convex and this is concave. Inside, in the LS of kidney, inside we can see two portions. The outer portion is called cortex and the inner portion is called medulla. In the concave portion, the opening to enters into the kidney, this opening, hilum. This is the dorsal aorta. This is renal artery. Renal artery. Renal artery enters into the kidney through this hilus. This is posterior vena cava. Brings the impure blood to the right atrium. So when it is moving upwards, a vein is called renal vein. Renal vein supplies the impure blood into the posterior vena cava. The concave portion of the kidney is called hilus. A artery enters into the kidney. A vein comes out from the kidney and this is the ureter. So a renal artery, renal vein, renal artery entering into the kidney, renal vein and ureter coming out from the kidney by using the hilus. This is the right kidney, this is left kidney. Right kidney somewhat lower comparing to the left kidney because the pressure of the liver. So liver is present just above the kidneys. That's why right kidney is somewhat lower than the left kidney. And a endocrine gland present on the kidneys like a cap. This is called adrenal gland. This is called adrenal gland. The internal structure of kidney. The outer portion is called cortex. The inner portion is called medulla. Medulla is in the form of triangle structures, that is called pyramids. So medulla is in the form of triangular structures. So the internal structure of the kidney shows the outer portion is the cortex, inner portion is called medulla. In the medulla is in the form of triangular structures. Each one is called a pyramid. And these are called calyces. And each calyces is containing some number of hair-like structures, that is called nephrons. So every calyces containing some bundles of number of the smallest hair-like structures or tubules, those are called nephrons, and each kidney containing approximately 1.3 to 1.8 million nephrons. That means kidneys are made up of the smallest microscopic thin tubular structures called nephrons. The study of kidney and kidney related diseases is called nephrology. The scientist or a doctor dealing with the kidneys and kidney related diseases is called nephrologist. So nephrons are the structural and functional units of the kidney, and this is the broad portion. This is called pelvis. From the pelvis, the urine from the pelvis enters into the ureter and then to the a bag. This is called urinary bladder. Structure of nephron. Structure of nephron. Structure of nephron. This is the backbone. On either side of the backbone, there are one pair of kidneys are located. Each kidney containing two ends is the convex and this is the concave end. Inside there is two parts are there, cortex and medulla. The calyces containing the smallest microscopic thin tubular structures called nephrons. This is called nephrons. Coming to the structure of a nephron, the following parts are present in a nephron. Every nephron containing following parts: Malpighian body, number 2, PCT, DCT, loop of Henle, and collecting duct. Each nephron containing the following parts: Malpighian body, proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, and collecting duct. Starting from the Malpighian body. Malpighian body containing two structures. One is Bowman's capsule. Second one, glomerulus. It is a cup-like structure. The cup-like structure in the nephron is called Bowman's capsule. The renal artery entering into the kidney, that is here. This is the dorsal aorta. Renal artery. Renal artery, when it enters into the kidney, it divides into the smallest capillaries. One capillary enters into the Bowman's capsule and makes a network like structure and comes outside. That means dorsal aorta coming down up to the backbone. Whenever there are kidneys are there, they divided into two branches of a renal artery. When the renal artery enters into the kidney, separated, divided into maximum of 10 lakhs of capillaries. Each capillary enters into the one of the nephron. In the nephron, the blood capillary enters into the Bowman's capsule. The blood vessel which is entering into the Bowman's capsule, this is called afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole and enters into the cup-like structure and convert into a network mesh-like structure. The red colored mass present inside the cup of the Bowman's capsule, this red colored mass is called glomerulus. The glomerulus, that renal arteriole comes outside as another smallest capillary. This is called efferent arteriole. So here, nephron, the first part is called Malpighian body because the scientist Marcello Malpighi discovered first time. That's called Malpighian body, containing two types of parts are there. The cup shape is called Bowman's capsule, and in that cup the red colored network of capillaries is called glomerulus. Glomerulus is the part where the blood filtration takes place. In the human body or animal body, blood is purified and filtered. The blood purification organs are called lungs. The blood filtered organs are called kidneys. In the kidney, the actual part where the blood is filtered is called glomerulus. And the filtered blood, the filtrate, whatever the filtered material is there, is filtered material, the filtrate is called primary urine. Primary urine. We are discussing the structure of a nephron, each nephron containing Malpighian body. After the Malpighian body, next part is PCT. PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, the primary twisted tubule. So here the filtrate, this is called the primary urine. It passes into the first or primary twisted tubule, this is called PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. The primary urine containing all valuable products also. That means blood is filtered in the glomerulus. The primary urine is the filtrate that is containing almost all the equal substances present in the blood plasma except RBC. So it looks like exactly blood except RBC. Means the primary urine is a valuable material. The primary urine also containing urea, uric acid, creatinine, bilirubin. So these are the unwanted nitrogenous waste materials. Along with this, the wanted important materials like glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, glycerols, hormones, proteins, so all are important valuable materials also present in the primary urine. Our motto is to separate the urea, uric acid, creatinine, and the important valuables are reabsorbed into the blood once again. So Next part is the PCT, and then there is a U-shaped structure is there. This is called loop of Henle. Loop of Henle, and then there is a another secondary convoluted twisted tubule is there. This is called distal convoluted tubule. This tubule opens into a duct which is called collecting tubule. Collecting duct. So the 10 lakhs or 1.3 million nephrons collecting ducts are opens into the pelvis of the kidney. From the pelvis a ureter is created, and that ureter comes down and opens into the urinary bladder, and from the urinary bladder the urine comes outside through urethra. Next topic is the formation of urine. Urea is synthesized in the liver. Formation of the urea containing the following steps. Glomerular filtration. Number 2. Tubular reabsorption. Tubular reabsorption. Third one, tubular secretion. Fourth one, concentration of urine. So this is the afferent arteriole. This is efferent arteriole. The width of the afferent arteriole is larger in comparing to the efferent arteriole, because to give the pressure, backward pressure to filter the blood. So here this is the glomerulus. The arterioles are containing single cell lining of that capillaries. The single cell lining of the arterioles, the single cells are called podocytes. When the blood enters into the glomerulus by afferent arteriole, these podocytes and Bowman's capsule cells, these two are responsible for the filtration of the blood, and the blood filtrate is enters inside the Bowman's capsule. This is called primary urine. Primary urine containing valuable substances along with urea, uric acid, creatinine, bilirubin like nitrogenous waste also present. So the filtrate is entering into the next part, that is called PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. In the PCT, water is, that's called 75% of the water is reabsorbed into the blood, that is called tubular reabsorption. The valuable substances present in the primary urine is reabsorbed into the blood immediately. That reabsorption is called tubular reabsorption. In that 75% of water is reabsorbed into the blood, Along that, glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, plasma proteins, hormones also they are reabsorbed into the blood. And when the blood that filtrate enters down to the U-shaped loop of Henle, most important structure in the nephron, the U-shaped structure is called loop of Henle, where the urine is concentrated. So here TCT is 75%, loop of Henle 10%, totally 85% of the water from the primary urine is reabsorbed into the blood. Rate enters into the another part that is called DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Here the excess amount of the water if present in the primary urine that also is reabsorbed into the blood in the presence of a hormone. So DCT reabsorbs the water into the blood in the presence of a hormone. Here hormone is most important. Without that hormone, water from the DCT cannot be reabsorbed into the blood. So the hormone present in the DCT is called vasopressin. So vasopressin is the hormone present in the DCT area. This hormone responsible for reabsorption of the excess of water present in the urine. If there is no vasopressin, that means if vasopressin hormone is absent, lacking, deficiency, it leads to the diabetes insipidus. So diabetes insipidus is the disease of deficiency of vasopressin hormone which is not acting at the place of distal convoluted tubule. If a person is taking the more amount of the water, no need of the functioning of the vasopressin hormone. After the tubular reabsorption, the urea is concentrated and enters into the pelvis. This is the kidney. This is calyces. So here from the each of the nephron, the collecting duct collect the concentrated urine and deposited in the pelvis. So this area, broad area is called pelvis. So this is the Bowman's capsule. This is PCT, Henle's loop, loop of Henle, and this is a DCT, and this is the collecting. So like that, there are 10 lakhs of thin microscopic hair-like nephrons are present in the kidney, and the glomerulus is the part where the blood is filtered. Next is the tubular secretion. In the tubular secretion, some amount of urea from the cortical cells. So when the cortex cells are there, from the cortex cells, some amount of urea is enters into the tubule, Henle's loop. This is called tubular secretion. Tubular secretion is to maintain the hypertonic solution of urine. So here urine is created, or urea is concentrated in the Henle's loop and DCT. And coming to the lastly, the pH of the urea. The pH of urea is 6.0, that is called acidic in nature. So urine is acidic in nature. The composition of urine. Here 96% of water. Urine contains 96% of water, 2.5% of organic substances and 1.5% of inorganic substances. Next topic is ESRD, end stage renal disease. If two kidneys are not functional, that stage is called end stage renal disease. Dialysis is the process in which the blood is filtered artificially outside the body. That artificial kidney is called dialyzer, and the process which is going on in the dialyzer for the filtration of the blood, that is called dialysis. The phenomena present in the dialyzer is the osmosis phenomena. Dialyzer containing dialyzing fluid, and the tubes present in the dialyzer equipment are made up of cellophane material. Dialyzing fluid is equal to the plasma of the blood. The composition of the dialyzing fluid is exactly equal to the composition of the plasma except urine. And the persons without the functioning of the kidneys, the blood is containing high amount of the urine, that is called uremia. When the blood is flowing in those tubes by using the osmosis phenomena, the urea is enters into the dialyzing fluid, and the pure blood is once again gives into the person's body through a vein. So blood is coming outside through a artery, and the purified, it's called filtered blood is once again inserted into the person's body through a vein. The permanent solution for the two kidney failure is the kidney transplantation. The transfer of kidney from the donor to the recipient is called transplantation. In the transplantation of kidney, donor must be their blood relative person. Otherwise, the kidneys cannot be accepted in the recipient person. That is called graft rejection. So, in the kidney transplantation, the donor's kidney is attached just below the damaged kidney part, and the damaged kidney may be removed, or if it is not having any infection, it is be present in the patient's body. Okay, we are stopping here. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe my channel Zoology Online Guru. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.